Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about soy and the fact that soy has been absurdly demonized as a political meme. But as someone who actually really and truly cares about men's health, very pro TRT, all these other things, to me it's really absurd because the data shows that it's anything but that. And before people start in with any sort of silly conspiracy theories, you have to consider that there are countries that are not politically even that involved with us, who have their own research, who actually do care about their populations and stuff like that, who have concluded that it's actually quite good for male health. All right, the things that people really get wrong with it is, first of all, this assumption that the phytoestrogens in it are associated with reducing testosterone or increasing estrogenic activity in men. And first of all, the very idea that estrogen actually lowers, that any sort of estrogen added would reduce muscle growth or that it starts reducing your testosterone and stuff in men is actually kind of comical. That's not how it works. Yes, you could suffer side effects from high estrogen if estrogen was introduced to your body, but it's not going to make you lose muscle or any of that. If anything, there's evidence suggesting it could do the opposite. Right? There is some synergistic anabolic activity involved with elevated estrogen and androgens. Just an FYI. But setting that aside, it doesn't seem to be the case. The phytoestrogens, when they've been looked at, the more recent studies have found they don't really do that. That's not the case. Right? They're not causing estrogenic activity in men. They're not contributing to male breast tissue. Do you want to know what contributes to that? Being fat. All right? Obesity is the number one contributor to gynecomastia. It's also the number one contributor to lowering testosterone in Western males. The data on that is overwhelming. And before someone tries to say, oh, well, that must be a conspiracy, really? You're telling me there's a conspiracy to tell you not to be fat? Shut up. Like, if you're at that level of idiocracy, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, they're blaming getting fat for having problems. Yeah, okay, dude. Again, I'm going to be polite there. I'm not going to go any further with that, other than to say that that is what the data shows. That is the blame, right? That is what's causing a decline in testosterone. That is also the biggest contributor to man titties. Obesity. And nobody's becoming obese because they're eating tofu. All right, it's not happening. So you have that to think about. Then we come over and look at some of the other factors. Prostate health. What they've actually found is that it doesn't significantly lower testosterone, but they've noticed that soy is actually beneficial to prostate health in men. This has been noted in Asian countries that study this very closely, where there is large amounts of soy, that their epidemiology tends to show that men who consume more soy and tofu have much lower rates of prostate cancer. So it almost appears as if some of the isoflavones in there are protective against this. All right, they're protective against this. Then we come over to the whole topic of heart health. The isoflavones in soy seem to have some cardioprotective benefits. Let's come back over to male health. All right, what is really our big fears? What is our big concerns? What kills us as men? It's heart attack is near the top. I mean, that is the top of the list. So again, if we're going to talk about male health, let's stop having heart attacks, brothers. That should be up near the top of the list. All right? And let's not pretend when I'm saying this stuff that I am not a big, strong dude. You guys see me deadlifting over 600 pounds in my late 40s. I'm over 200 pounds with abs. Okay? I am certainly not some sissified dude. So I'm just telling you straight up, this is not a problem. But the heart attacks, that's a problem. You should be scared of heart attacks. That should be the thing that strikes fear in a man right there, dying of heart attacks, because that's what kills us. All right, so then we come over to the other benefits. What about the essential fatty acids? Tofu and soy is way up there for providing the best essential fatty acids. Again, we want to talk about healthy fats. We want to talk about healthy fats and hormone production and insulin sensitivity and these things. It's got really what you want. It has your omega-3s and your omega-6s. They are the dominant fats in soy, particularly in tofu, right? It's up there. In terms of plant protein, it's one of the top 2 most bioavailable, right? Pea protein is up there, but soy protein is up there also. It is real close to being able to compete with meat in terms of protein bioavailability. So it's absolutely a viable replacement for those things. I mean, obviously we don't get the B12 we get from meat, but most meats aren't as high in B12 as you think. Usually we're getting that from our dairy and some of our red meat. But, the same thing, all the soy milks tend to have B12 added in anyways. It's really easy to get it with that. But, the point being, as far as other leaner meats go, it's actually quite good. Again, much superior fat profile. The protein bioavailability is really good. So these are not concerns. If anything, it is very beneficial to building muscle. It is very beneficial to protecting our health as men. It's very helpful with the number one thing that kills us, and that's heart attacks. And then we come over to the data looking at the male-specific, right? The male-specific diseases that really get us are, prostate and testicular cancer. It lowers rates of prostate cancer. Same thing, people worry about that. That's their big concern, even with testosterone replacement therapy as we get older. That is one of the concerns. Oh, well, what about the risk of prostate health and, and benign prostate hypertrophy and all these things? All right. Soy is actually somewhat protective against that. So if we're going to really talk about male health, we've got to look at what the data shows. And they've known this for a long time, and a lot of Asian countries, China, Japan, so on and so forth, they know this. Because we have politicized and made a meme about it, right? It's been made into a meme in the West. It is actually harmful to our well-being, because it's now been associated with political ideologies. It's been associated with weakness. It's been associated with feminine men, and the reality is it's just not true. Right? This is not actually based on reality when you look at the current data and the scientific literature on it. If anything, it's beneficial to our health. It's beneficial to these things. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.